Before we get to our interview with Steve, I actually want to give you guys an update on Schoolhouse Rocked, the movie. I know that it's been quite some time since we've done any kind of update. We've been kind of silent about the movie for several months now. And we are getting messages from people saying, when is the movie going to be out? When is it going to be done? Is it out already? And so here's the update. This is very exciting. And the reason that we've been silent is because it has taken so long to make this movie. We're going to do an episode pretty soon here where we're going to give you kind of a big update on everything that's happened. But in a nutshell, the full edit is done of the movie. Garrett and I sat last night and watched the full edit, and it was so exciting because, you know, as we watch it in bits and pieces, it's kind of hard to get the entire view of the movie. And so we sat and watched the full edit. He just finished it a few days ago, and it was very, very exciting to see that. And we, of course, have a couple of pages of notes of just little things that need to be corrected and changed and stuff. But it is almost done, you guys. This has been a 4.5-year journey for our family. For those of you who have been following us, you know that it's been a really long journey, and it's all been in God's timing. We never expected it to take this long, but God had a different plan. And actually, we're going to talk a little bit about how God writes our stories. Steve just said that as we were praying before we jumped on this podcast. You know, God is the perfect author of our lives. And oftentimes we have a plan and God has a different plan or a different time frame. And so while we thought this movie was going to take about a year or so to make, God was like, no, I have some other things in the works and some other things going on. One of those things being the podcast. And so anyway, it's very exciting. I want to ask you guys to do a few things. If you have not yet signed up for our newsletter, go to schoolhouserocked.com and sign up for our newsletter there, because as most of you know, with cancel culture and all the craziness going on, we have really been silenced on social media. And so most of you are not seeing our posts on there. If we post updates on anything, only a very small handful of people are seeing them. So you're not going to get a lot of updates or news on Schoolhouse Rocked there on any social media. So being on our newsletter, subscribe to our newsletter, is the best way for you to get those updates. And this is really fun. We are actually going to choose a few people, a few of our subscribers, to do a test screening of the movie. We, of course, can't do it for everybody, but we're going to choose a few people to do a test screening. We've got details coming on that soon, but you need to be subscribed to the newsletter in order to be considered for doing that test screening. So please make sure that you go to schoolhouserock.com and sign up for that. So subscribe. The next thing is share. Share with your friends about Schoolhouse Rocked, about the podcast, about the movie. Just let them know it's coming. The podcast is, of course, a weekly thing. So be sharing these podcast interviews with your friends and family, because it will be a great encouragement to them. And then the last thing is support. We really need support. The movie is almost all the way done now, but we really need financial support to get it into people's hands. You guys, we are in a battle for the hearts and souls of our children in this country. And this movie is one of those things that is going to open up parents' eyes to seeing the importance of taking them out of the public school system and the blessings and benefits of homeschooling. And so we would love it if you would prayerfully consider financial support of Schoolhouse Rocked. We are really, really in need of that to get this movie into people's hands. So if you would go to schoolhouserock.com, again, of course, and you will see a button on there. I think if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see a button that says support, and you can make a tax-deductible donation to the ministry of Schoolhouse Rocked, and all of that will go towards getting this movie out and into people's hands. So thank you for those of you who have so faithfully supported us through this journey. We could not have done this without you and without our sponsors. God has been so faithful, but we still have a little ways to go. We're almost to the finish line. And then the last thing, of course, is just pray. Please continue to pray for us and for this ministry as we move forward with getting the movie out and continuing with the podcast. We have some other exciting guests that are coming up in the next few months, and God is just so faithful to continue to bring these guests to you and to me. It's such an encouragement to me as well.